Hello, hello. Well, hello, all of my people out there. I've got my Obama hat on. So we're gonna be doing some reading today. Uh, Now, what happens with me is I will have something in my heart that I really want to do, and then there's another thing that drops in my heart, and I really want to do it, but I'm not done with the other stuff first. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change my thing back, but you can't get ahead of yourself. You know what I mean? If you're starting something, you're gonna have to finish it, no matter what it is. Okay? If you don't finish it, you won't finish anything. This is where the rubber meets the road. Things are happening now, honey, that a lot of people can't say that was happening back then. Could you imagine that the actual, you know, child molester now, what they do is called, what is it called? It's called, when they sell people, trafficking. Did anyone think that raping and all that stuff will have a higher level? Now there's a higher level. It's trafficking. People are kidnapping people and making money off of people the wrong way. Now, there's something I would like to say about that. The poor little girls in all these little Asian countries, Laos, Vietnam, or all those countries like that, they don't have jobs like that there. So it's about 60% of people that don't have a job. Okay? So a lot of those places, women and girls, that's the only thing they can get paid for. Me personally, I think it should be legal. I think prostitution should be legal because it's been in this earth for how long now? And just like was said, it ain't the woman's fault, it's the man's fault. Well, it's the woman that get out there and do it, but it's the men that kill us. They ain't got to kill us. Okay, then do it and drop me off so I can pay my bills. I think it should be legalized. I believe if prostitution was legalized and they get a 1099, I think that would be a good thing. Okay? I mean, we got the dancers already, and then you can't dance for somebody until they getting obsessed with you and stuff. You should always keep your business over here and your pleasure in another place. Because when you start mixing your business with your pleasure, then you're not going to know which one is which. And then it might mess you up if you mix your business with your pleasure. Okay? Well, hello there. So what I'm going to tell you is I'm going to continue to read the book of Ecclesiastes, because this book is really it's an eye-opener. Now, I am hoping that maybe you saw the last video, but I'm telling you, this is the chapter. Ecclesiastes is the chapter that I believe everyone should read. Ecclesiastes and Proverbs. I think those are the two books that really, really will give you the understanding of real life. I mean, you guys should see this. I wish you could see what I'm seeing right here, what I'm going to read to you, because we've got another part 4, and it has 16 passages, and we're going to do 8 today, and then I'll read the life application part, and then we'll continue with the other 8 of part 4 tomorrow or the next time. Okay? All right, so here we go. We are reading this Bible as a book. We are on chapter Ecclesiastes, part 4, passages 1 through 8 for today. Okay, here we go. Then I returned and considered all the oppression that is done under the sun. That's the word oppression. You know, kids nowadays shouldn't even know what the word oppression is. But they all know it. That's why they all looking for a release. They're all looking for a release because of the oppression that they feel. So then there's a lot of kids out there that from that oppression, they get into gangs and get into violence, and, you know, they don't really care about life at all, okay, when that oppression is there. Then I returned to consider all the oppression that is done under the sun, and look, the tears of the oppressed, but they have no comforter. On the side of their oppressors, there's power, but they have no comforter. Therefore, I praised the dead who were already dead. We're getting the nitty gritty out. More than the living who are still alive. Yet better than both is he who has never existed. You know, there was a one point in time I didn't want any children. And those children would be the ones that never existed. I have an older son. I say I do. He's in heaven. I had a miscarriage, you know, at a certain time in my first pregnancy. And he never existed. And look at him. He says right here, yet better than both, better than living or dead, is he who has never existed. Can you put a name on someone that's never existed? Okay. Who has not seen the evil work that is done under the sun? That's the reason why he's saying that. See, that's exactly why you have to have a level of confidence and a level of understanding when you read this book. Because if you say that and you're not ready, well, it says better than I never existed. Well, I just might as well go and mess myself up. No. That's not what it's saying. What it's saying is that you're already here, okay? But the tears of the oppressed. See, that's the thing. It's not only black people that's oppressed now. Hispanic people that's oppressed. Okay. There's a lot of people that are oppressed because of man. The man is the one that considers the oppression of the people. So that means the people that are oppressed, they're going to cry. They're going to tears of the oppressed. I was taught that the tears of the oppressed can fill the ocean because they don't get any relief. They don't get any release. And see, the people that are not oppressed are the ones that oppress. I mean, it's just simple as that. And I'm going to say it again. I really don't think I could be prejudiced anyway. I have known too much for me to be able to do that. I really don't think a person that receives oppression can be in a position trying to give that oppression back to the one that's giving it to you. Can't do that. The only way you can do that is if one day you're not oppressed and then you build yourself up to the oppressor. But see, the thing is that if you know how being oppressed is, the tears of the oppressed, you're not supposed to oppress when you get up there. That's the part I don't understand. You know, people move up the ladder and, and then they forget who they are and looking down on their own people and all that. And it's hard being poor, y'all. It is. Because, when I was back in oh, Lord. When I was still yet in my 30s, wow. I was going to go back to school. I was going to get my bachelor's degree so that I would be more marketable. That was my goal. And then I had a partial hysterectomy, and the lady cut me, and it really, really damaged my core, the core of my stomach. But you know what? It's okay, because you know what? I'm still here. But see, it's a scripture in the New Testament that does say, we are oppressed, but we're not crushed. Hey, okay, I'm going to have to read that one later. But see, it says right here, therefore I praise the dead who are already dead more than the living who are still alive, yet better than both is he who has never existed, who has not seen the evil work that is done under the sun. There's a lot of people that are oppressors. Their offspring, they don't know anything about evil work under the sun. Even if it's evil work under the sun to them, they ain't going to tell nobody. See, they're going to continue to be still on top, regardless of what they got to do or who they got to kill. But this oppression is exactly the word that what's going on with everybody. Here we go. The vanity of selfish toil. The vanity of selfish toil. Okay, Toil, excuse me. Again, I saw that for all toil and every skillful work, a man is envied by his neighbor. This also is vanity and grasping for the wind. Why? We're going to see it right there. You know how many people now killing their neighbors? Lord, people killing their first dates. Get on Tinder, get a date, kill them. But see, it says it like this. The neighbor is going to envy you, which is also vanity and grasping at the wind. Okay? The fool folds his hands and consumes his own flesh. Better a handful with quietness than both hands full together with toil and grasping for the wind. Sit down somewhere. Come on, get that handful of quietness, for a little while. Then you can do whatever you want, but you got to come back and get some quietness. Because if you don't, you're going to be in a lot of toil and grasping for the wind. Because you got to get that quietness in there. If you keep on going and going and going and going and going, coffee, tea, weed, drugs, alcohol, food, it's going to take over. Because that's what's happening. The people that are on drugs, they are in living hell. Talking about toil. And I cannot even equate my toil to theirs. I am so thankful and grateful I did not get hooked on any of that other stuff. And I was on there for about 4 or 5 years, but I'm so glad I was ready. I was ready to stop. Okay? Because I knew I was getting too carried away. I was going to lose my kids. And my kids were worth it. My kids were more than worth it. 25 years, no, 26. April. Oh, wow. April is my anniversary. It's 26 years because my son turned 25. He turned 25 in March. And he is the reason why I stopped. Because I wanted another baby, I didn't want my daughter to be alone, and So that's why I had to have some quietness, so that I could be a better parent than your average Joe out there, because I enjoyed every second of my children. They bad as ever, but 31 and 25, I can't complain. I can't complain at all. But if you trying to be a fool, you going to keep on complaining. Now listen to this. Then I returned, and I saw vanity under the sun. There is one alone without companion. He has neither son nor brother, yet there is no end to all his labors. Nor is his eye satisfied with riches, but he never asks, for whom do I toil and deprive myself of good? Who am I doing that for? This also is vanity and a grave misfortune. You know how sometimes certain people think that their life's supposed to go this way and this way and this way. But then when it mess up, they don't know what to do. You want to know why? Because you're not satisfied. See? Now, his person has no family, no son, no brother. Yet there is no end to all his labors, because all that stuff you add on. Well, I'm at work, but, she asked me to do that. I'm going to go ahead and do it for her, Adding all that work back to yourself. You're going to be in toil, and you're going to be in labor when you don't have to be. You gotta let some stuff go. I seen a commercial, and a black man was on the commercial, and what he was saying is that his position, the one he's been in for the last 12 years, now requires a BA. So he has to go to school, but I believe that his job is paying for it. So, yeah, having an associate's degree now is like having a high school diploma. You got to have a bachelor's, and then after that, you can get that doctorate. You can get a doctorate in anything. I can get a doctorate degree in botany, and I would still be a doctor. That's right. But let's get up to here. Now, look, y'all. But he never asked, for whom do I toil and deprive myself of good? Who am I doing that for? Maybe if I get it straight for who I'm doing it for, maybe I can let it go. At this time in people's life, this is a perfect example. Me. When you're a stay-at-home mom and, your kids are your life and you really ain't got nothing else going on but your kids, what happens is they grow up. And when them kids grow up, now, as a person, now I got to bring back who I am and what I like. And that was one of the hardest things I had to do. And it was kind of getting to me. You know what I mean? Because, I've been really good to my kids. My kids been good to me. Don't you miss me? I guess they don't have to miss me. See? So it's really hard for me. Because I used to do all that stuff. Look. For whom do I toil and deprive myself of good? My kids. But it's telling me I'm not supposed to, see? So, when you ask yourself this question, you got to let some stuff go. Because if you don't, now there's people out there that love it. Oh, they keep on going here and going there. And then they do this. D.A. Huff, Miss D.A. Huff at Rock Valley College. I wonder if she's still there or what's she doing. She was in charge of like 7 different things every day. She loved it. She loved that stuff. She really did. And plus, she was at Rock Valley College before all the computer changes and all that stuff. So the things she used to do, was on paper. D.A. Huff, she was awesome. Awesome person. Okay, here we go now. Here we go. But he never asked. So this is vanity and a grave misfortune. Okay. 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, one will lift up his companion. But woe to him who is alone when he falls. For he has no one to help him up. Again, if 2 lie down together, they will keep warm. But how can one be warm alone? Though one may be overpowered by another, 2 can withstand him. And a 3-fold cord is not quickly broken. Now, he said a second and a third. Okay? He said, how you going to keep warm if you're all by yourself? Oh, Lord, I done waste my stuff. Jesus. Oh, okay, it's good. Yeah. But if you're by yourself, how you going to keep yourself warm? Now, we see that scripture right there, y'all, right? Now, this scripture right here, we know what we can do with it. There's so many things now that single people can do that they couldn't do back then. See? So this scripture right here is a part of the time that was back then. Because a lot of people are single. And I'm going to tell you how I keep warm. I have a heated blanket. See? They didn't know I could be warm and be one person. This scripture right here is more of the timing that it was written. Okay? Because then it says, and a 3 cord is not quickly broken. It's not supposed to be. Okay? Here we go. Here we go. This is what I want to read to all the young people. Better a poor and wise youth than an old and foolish king who will be admonished no more. We not worshiping you. For he comes out of prison to be king, although he was born poor in his kingdom. Did y'all get that? Okay, I'm going to finish and then, we're going to come back to that. I saw all the living who walk under the sun. They were with the second youth who stands in his place. There was no end of all the people over whom he was made king. Yet those who came afterward will not rejoice in him. Surely this also is vanity and grasping of the wind. You know what this is? This those old people that won't quit. They ain't got nothing else to do. They're alone, so they don't want to quit their job. But it's time for you to quit, man, because it's time for the younger person to be in there. You become king and queen. You want to be king and queen forever. But you're not supposed to. Even Queen Elizabeth died. Even though Prince Charles looked old as ever, he waited for that, didn't he? He sure did. He waited a long time for that. But see, traditions are being broken down, and they should. Because some of the traditions that I used and that I knew, I did pass them to my children, but they have their own to make. Why would I want it to continue to be what I've done? That would be foolish. says it right here. Surely this is also vanity, because they don't like Supreme Court justices. They get to stay there as long as they want to. RBG, she died up there. She worked one day, and then the next day she wasn't there. The only day she missed, she was gone. She went to heaven. So now this comes to the end of the fourth. Oh, honey, I went through the whole thing, you guys. Oh, wow. So I went through the whole part 4. So here we go. We're going to read some. And you know, I don't like going that far past 30, but okay, here we go now. Now, let's see here. All right. The preacher considers those in the world who suffer oppression in a... excuse me, I said that with the wrong context. Okay. The preacher considers those in the world who suffer oppression. In a statement brimming with passion, he finds the oppressed have no comforter. Poor people, drug addicts, mental disabilities, fetal alcoholic syndrome. I really think that's a big cursor to mental illness as well. Okay. So the oppressed have no comforter, no champion, and power lies on the side of the oppressors. How long is that going to be? Forever. Okay, so look. Because of these two factors, the oppressed have no hope. Because the oppressors ain't going to give them nothing. So check this out. Remember, they the 2%. Okay. The preacher concludes that the dead are better off than the oppressed who are still alive. If all life can offer is oppression, it is better not to have been born. A lot of people living with oppression. A lot of people living with things that other people are putting on them because they're the oppressor. I would never, ever, ever think of oppressing my kids like that. My kids can go in the refrigerator, get whatever they want. I don't care. If they want to go outside for a little bit, I'll compromise. I would never want to be an oppressor for anybody. I really, like I said, I don't want to be in control of nobody. I don't want to be in control of nobody. Okay. I really don't. I've been controlling myself, but I don't want to be in control of somebody. I don't understand why people feel like they need to control somebody else. I don't understand it. So, the preacher concludes all the dead are better off than the oppressed who are still alive. If all life can offer is oppression, it is better not to have been born. Yet this outburst of passionate empathy is not the preacher's final verdict on the value of human life. Let's see what he says. The fool destroys himself by his idleness. All these kids ain't got nothing to do. Nothing to do. So what do? They kill somebody for excitement. The little boy has sex with his mama's corpse, y'all. We got to do something now. Did you? I know if it happened back in the day, we didn't know about it. But they doing it like every day. It's like every day you hear about a man killing his wife and kids, or a man killing his ex and the kids he got with the ex, or a woman is killing a rival. Okay? The woman ain't killing the man. The woman is killing the woman. That's one thing about that. Woman to woman, always on each other. And we need to give each other sympathy because we can be oppressors to our own kind. Yep. Okay, so let's dig it in again. The fool destroys himself by idleness. Another minor thing that runs throughout the book is that work in moderation is good, adds to the dignity of the person, but if it is overwhelming and dominates his life, it is futile. For a little with peace is better than much with turmoil. And see, that's why I said I have a little bit with what I got now, but I have so much peace. And see, that's the thing. When I lived with somebody, I didn't have peace. They the ones that wasn't peaceful. So we know that this scripture that we read right here about being alone or being with two or being with three is because of the time. Okay? And it's a lot of things in this book that's like that. You just have to be wise enough in the book to pick the ones out. Remember, what God did, that sticks. Anything else doesn't. Okay? Okay. So, if you don't stand up for something, you'll fall for anything, and then you will be upset at yourself. So, you need to just make sure that you are working or you are doing something. I'm reading a book. I'm making a video. You know, I talking to my daughter on, you know, what is this technology? See, technology has allowed us to do a lot more things being single. So, okay, so when one labors alone without an heir to whom he can leave his wealth, he deprives himself for nothing. He is better off to take a little time to enjoy what he has rather than being consumed with making more. Just said that. Just said that. So now you think you got to be the secretary, the administrative assistant, the teammate, and the this and the that, and all you doing is making yourself tired. But you thinking like this, I'm going to have a lot, I'm going to have a lot, I'm going to have a lot. But then you ain't going to be able to enjoy it because you keep on trying to make more. You got to enjoy it. That's what's wrong with the United States. Just go, go, go. Work, work, work. Money, money, money. I have fun sitting in the park when it's a nice sunny day and I could hear the birds chirping. I have some of the most fun times when I'm sitting outside and I'm sitting in a chair and the snow is just falling everywhere and it's just so beautiful. It's so quiet. You know, if you sit there, you know, while it's snowing outside. Wow. You gotta stop running so hard. I mean, even if you run hard, but you gotta take a break. And then when you take the break, you're doing so much on your break, you didn't even feel like you had mad one. So that's what this is telling you. Okay? Two are better than one. For a joint investment often has a better foundation of capital and thus a better chance of success. If the one partner succeeds, the other may share in the fruits of his labor. If he fails, he has his partner to help him. But see, when the partner fails, and one partner is supposed to help the other partner, that you're not supposed to take advantage. Not supposed to take advantage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another video for the life application part. We made it to passage 9 and 10. Okay? Because we got to get this down. See, that's exactly what I'm saying. Boy, this book got it all. This book got it all, y'all. Book of Ecclesiastes. Like I said, I don't ever think, you know, of course there is a Bible study aid for every chapter of the book, but we really need to listen to what these words are. Because if you read these words, ain't got nothing to do with going to heaven, ain't got nothing to do with going to heaven or going to hell. Has it even said that yet in this book? Exactly. We talking about on this earth, y'all. Okay? Y'all got to just get it. Get it, some of it. If you even don't get all of it, just get some of it. Because when you're idle, most of the people that are idle are oppressed. Did I say that? I sure did. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait. We're going to read the other part, and then we're going to start chapter 5. And I just want to let you know I'm so thankful and grateful. We are going to finish this chapter of Ecclesiastes, and we are going to hear some good things that we can pass on to anybody else. Okay? I want to thank you for your time. I'm hoping that you are viewing my channel and that you will become a subscriber to my channel. And there are some things, like I said, I got in the hopper. I got it in the hopper. So, all right, well, you take care. Hopefully you are seeing my videos. Please get other people to subscribe and watch as well, and that would be wonderful. All right, thank you so much. Bye.